bonfire. Man, there's a ton of them coming in right now.
We ready?
Ready.
All right. We're gonna most of the time I will lay the box upside down, and then that way you can set your hive like angled across it, so you're not sitting on flat where nothing gets dirt or crunched underneath. We'll leave that box, the lid on it, because we want to dig into the bottom.
Yeah.
So we'll take that one off first, and I just set it crossways on there. Just trying to keep that going.
Take this one off too.
Yep, if we can pry it loose.
They seal it back that quick?
They do.
That's crazy. Man, that one's heavy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there.
Let's see.
So you always start from the outside. I clean this junk off. That's burr comb that they use to glue together. And I usually just throw it in front of the hive. They'll reuse it.
They'll eat it?
Yeah.
You have to smoke them ever so often, or just like
Well, I just smoke them if they're in my way. I don't really use a whole lot of smoke on none of mine, just if they're in my way. Sometimes getting that first one out to loosen them up is the worst. They glue that joker good. There we go. So
all that big guy, that honey on there.
Yeah. So usually the brood's more in the middle.
Yeah.
And they'll put honey, their sources on the outer frames. Stuff like this, I just, good housekeeping.
Get rid of it.
Just clean it off. Which, that's good.
Capped honey.
Yeah, that's good. Once you get that first one, like there's any brood, have some room to, they just got the honey, which that's good.
Capped honey.
Yeah, that's good. And usually if you see bees clustered up in one area, that's where your queen will be, as they try to protect her. So they'll usually be,
like all these bees.
Yeah, she would be in that area.
That's what Lily was saying last night. She was looking at the pictures we took.
So this one is, on the back side is honey. And you see how that's the pollen in there?
Yeah.
They call that bee bread. And they'll use that to feed. But there isn't any brood, but that's no worries. I'll just send it right here. Right there. I see brood on the next one. A lot of times you can tell too is if you pull the one with the queen on it.
Yeah.
They'll come. That's when they'll all come out. So that's brood.
Okay. What's that? The big one there. And this one's that a queen cell?
It's the start of one, but it looks old.
Yeah.
Looks like
they started in abandoned.
I don't think they reuse it, but just because of how it's dark.
Yeah.
I think it's old. I always just get rid of them anyway. That's a piece of wood or something. And that one, that's where it's stuck together. So there's some broods, you see the white in there?
Yeah.
There's some uncapped brood, which that's good. They say if you hold it in the sun, I don't know how you can see some of the uncapped brood.
Yeah.
A lot of times you can see eggs. If an egg is, it looks like a grain of rice. If it's standing straight up and down,
Yeah.
it's just today's egg.
So the white ones are larvae?
Yeah. They
That's
haven't
not
capped it.
capped.
It's not capped yet. But in those empty ones, if you see, looks like a little tiny worm. If it's standing up and down, it's just 24 hours old. If it's laying sideways, then it's like 3 to 4 days old maybe. And that yellow is pollen. And they'll use that.
So they'll cap all them white ones off.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't see the queen on that one. Once I got space, I usually will just bring it on.
You keep them in the same order when you put them
Well,
back?
unless you're going to checkerboard, like if they're not using certain frames
Yeah.
and you want them to use them, like the outside ones will usually be empty.
Yeah.
Then you'll take those and move them like every other frame.
Yeah.
You want to hold that one. That one's a good brood frame.
That's full of pollen, ain't it?
Yeah. And that other's capped broods.
Why is that so thick down here? Is that drone?
Yeah, that's the drone brood, how it's bubbled up.
There just ain't many of them.
Well, you don't want too many. I mean, you want a balance. But this time of year, you'll have that because they'll get ready for mating. But they won't be there like later in the year. You typically
What's
won't.
that one right here in the center is it coming out? See, that's tearing through the stuff like
Yeah,
is that hatching?
yeah, that's getting ready to hatch.
And another one right there beside it.
Yeah.
See the head?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Let's see what's on the other side. Ooh, that's a nice brood. And see, this probably was all brood and that already hatched. So then now you've got this getting ready to hatch. See, they got their little buckets full, baskets, some people call them. They, the big fat ones, you'll see some of them. The drones, they usually stick out pretty good.
No.
They stick out pretty good. They're pretty big.
So clean that off.
Yeah,
I left my stupid knife up there.
you got it.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't know, there ain't no way Mr. Cersei could do all that many.
No,
It took
no
me
way.
it took me a few hours just to do
Put it back in this
Yeah.
one here.
just to do a few hives this morning.
How would you think, what would you call their disposition? Are they really
I
mean?
I
Pretty
think
calm?
yeah, I think they're good. I think they seem good. I mean, you know, if
Good.
somebody took the roof off your house and started tearing out your
Tearing
insulation,
the walls out.
yeah, then you'd get upset. That's good brood. And see, a lot of these that are heftier looking, these are
Drone.
on this other side. There was drones. This side here looks like not so much. I don't see the queen yet. Did we see the queen when we
I don't think so.
looked at this at Mr.
I
Cersei's?
don't think so. Show me the drone. If you see a drone.
Well,
Why is there so many in a pile right there? You think a queen's in that?
if you blow, like just, yeah, like that, Usually, yeah, they'll disperse, but I don't see her. I don't know. They might all have been, see, they're putting honey
Yeah.
in there.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
What's
And-
that big fat one right there at my thumb? Is that a drone? Right there?
And I think that's just a big bee. Yeah, I don't see her. But this, when they put this pollen in here and they'll make bee bread, that's what they feed the other ones. That looks like a drone. See that?
Yeah.
How big it is? That one looks like a drone. So that was,
Look at this side where they're piled up.
yeah, that was 3 frames. Pretty good a brood. Usually your queen will be on
A lot of bees in one place. Be on an empty area where she's just
Yeah,
laying
because
eggs.
she wants to lay, so she usually won't hang on a heavy capped frame. I don't see her.
They keep bundling up though, from
Yeah.
one side to the other. For some reason. Gobs up in there. It's crazy.
See how they're getting a little feisty?
yeah,
I'm probably
here.
getting close to the queen.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, they getting mad now.
Uh-huh.
All them are empty.
Can you see if there's any eggs? Sometimes you gotta hold it, like let the sun shine into it to see. It's hard for me to see because I don't have good eyes.
Yeah, I see a lot of eggs.
Do you?
Yeah, a little white one.
Yeah, they'll either be laying down or standing up. If they're
They're
standing,
laying down.
okay, then they're like 3 to 5 days old, and then they'll turn to larvae.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, good. So she might be on that frame somewhere. She's laying on that frame. Let's nip that cell because it could be a queen. We don't want her going nowhere.
I'm seeing you. White ones on that side.
I'm going to pull that right there, that cell there off too. And that may just be old, but we don't want them to have any cells to tempt them. So that's good. You've got 3 good brood frames, and then you've got an empty, so that's a good space for her to lay. No, she might be up next to this. That one is probably all just recently hatched because the next one is full of brood too.
Yep.
Let's see.
Billy, do I need to start that and stop it again? Just let it go.
Yeah, that's got good brood on it
Let's see.
and some empty. So normally if you were doing an inspection just on a regular basis and you did not see your queen,
Yeah.
all of this brood is evidence that she's there. She's just hiding. So I wouldn't always worry about seeing her if I see evidence of her. And the lighter, I don't know why sometimes it's lighter and sometimes it's darker. Sometimes it'll even be almost yellow, but it may just have to do with the age of the comb.
Yeah.
Let me pull this one out.
That's the drone comb right here, this right in the center top. That one big white one.
Yeah. Yeah, where it's bubbled up, it'll just be bigger.
What makes them lay drone or worker bee?
I'm not really, you know, it's just a nature thing, I think. This time of year, they'll do drone because it's necessary to have them for breeding, but it ain't always heavy drones. This one's got a lot of pollen in there. So they've been working. They've been really working.
Like the pollen sacs on their legs. How they get that in there? They just take rub it off.
They'll go in there and then like just rub their feet together and pack it in.
So they're just capping over honey there? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah. Yeah. The brood pattern will usually be in like a big center oval, and then usually those top corners will be honey.
Which one goes to that one?
Oh, I think this one might have been in. I don't think they seem bad. Scrape that off.
Nothing hardly on that.
No, a lot of times you'll have that. They'll fill in the middles frames, but the outer frames.
Because the queen stays in the middle?
Yeah, usually, because that's where she's the warmest. So we didn't see her. I wonder if she's in that other box.
That big pile, you know, when they kept going back and forth.
Yeah.
Blowing them, I wonder if she was in that, because they'd all go on the other side and ball up in a ball again.
Huh. They might. I'd like to see her.
I think this is the one we thought she was on.
Once you see her, you can definitely tell her difference. She'll be real long like a peanut and slender. And that black ball on their back behind their head, hers will be real big.
Can you see if they got those mites on them now, or?
No, you pretty much have to shake them. Like a lot of people will collect them and put them in alcohol wash.
Yeah.
I watched a video where Lewis, the ag extension guy, he'll collect his in Ziploc bag and then put them in his freezer and then do it that way, rather than doing it at the hive.
Yeah.
And that's the way I did mine last time. It worked out pretty good. You just mark the bag that you're using.
Like if you're messing with this, will she go down in the bottom down there like I?
Not usually. Usually she'll go around corners, like around the bottom or top corners.
Yeah.
Watch rubbing your face.
Get it close.
if they on there. That's how I got stung last time. I squished it against me. Okay, so we got one more here to get back in there. Here's the tool to tighten them up.
So it don't matter if that one goes on the outside or inside?
Nah, not at this point. They got good brood in there, so if you were checkerboarding, you'd be alternating empties anyway. But it looked like she had plenty of room to lay. There was plenty of open ones.
Yeah.
And you've got several frames of good capped brood, so.
Pile them on that one too, ain't you?
That last one?
Right there.
Yeah, pull that one back out. Yeah, that one's covered up. It's got empty space too, so she could very well.
It's crazy how many's on it.
A lot of times when you roll that frame, she'll go around the bottom and try to get to the next side.
Is that a queen cell right there they're building?
Right here?
In the middle towards you? That top right there?
There? Right there?
Yep.
It looks like something old. Just Burcombe. You remember he had that one hive that had tons of them.
Yeah.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't see her. She may be in that upper box that was so heavy. We'll check it because it probably has. Yeah, it is. You got to be careful rolling them down in there. You'll roll the queen sometimes. If she's, most time they'll get out of the way.
Yeah.
Then once you get that, you kind of push this one in and that one in and tighten them up.
Is that one all the way down?
They've got so much propolis built up in there. This one we can check it with it being down here. We can put it back up there and check it either way.
What do you think?
I don't know. We can
Better look at it up there. That joker is heavy.
This one ain't too sticky. That's honey.
Nothing but honey.
That's honey. That's good. That's good. I don't know if that's, I mean, it's probably not new honey. It's probably like resources that they've had, but that's good. That's where that in my tub come from. I just never sling it out. You see any kind of cells on the bottom? No, that's honey. That's good. Boy, it is heavy, ain't it? Let's see if we see one that has any brood in it. That one's got some brood.
Does it?
Yeah, we'll pull that one on back. Has it got brood on that side?
No, like
see how that's like light?
Yeah, okay.
So, there's one fixing to hatch right there.
But they put the brood in the honey, same frame.
Well, she must have at some point felt that she was running out of space, so she come up and
into here.
Yeah, hold that kind of tight. So she come up and put her brood laid her brood in there. She must have thought she was running out of space. See how some of these are tiny bees?
Yeah.
Those are like the newest ones, and the nurse bees.
Tiny.
Yeah, they'll be like nurse bees. You got that one thing I sent you that told for so many days they're a nurse bee, and then they're a worker, and they guard the gate and stuff like that. Yeah. I bet she's up here somewhere. Let's just set this one. Let's see where she's. They kind of huddled up. Yeah, she's got brood on this side.
Come over there where I can
see the light. The sunlight. You can see where some of it is hatched out. But some of it's capped. There's some larvae in there. There's eggs in there, so she's laying.
You can see the little eggs in that one?
Yeah.
The white one?
Yeah. They on their side too, so they're a few days old.
She might be in one of these then.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Grab that one. And the brood on that one too, so she's. You hold it tight and I'm gonna scrape this. Oh, there she is, there she is. See her? How big?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You see her?
Awesome.
Flip it over.
That's awesome. Let me get her right there.
Right there.
Yep, awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty big. You want to take a picture?
Definitely.
So once you see her, you really know the difference. She's on the top now.
What's her name? Billy Ann. She's the queen bee.
She's right there. See her?
Yep. That's awesome.
So that's great.
That's cool.
She'll back in her hind end in them cells.
You see any eggs in those?
I didn't look yet. I got so excited to see her.
She's big, ain't she?
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably an older queen. That's the one nice thing about having them marked is you know what year they are.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had too many to.
I got that.
Is this camera here on?
Yeah. I think I did.
She's right there. Yeah. Yep, good deal.
Yeah, it didn't get it.
No?
There's honey on there, so I didn't get it.
She's right there.
So there's only one.
Yeah. But you can definitely see the size of her and her shape compared to everybody else. And she doesn't have the little furry and the stripes and all like they do.
So she's up in the top, in the middle.
Yeah, so that's when you would use your queen excluder. Is like when, if you know especially that she's laying up here.
Yeah.
If you're, it's a time of year where you're wanting to grow honey, which this time of year you're wanting to grow your bees.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about it, but probably come the end of April or so, I would definitely have a queen excluder because,
right here.
Well, she's already laid in here. Okay. So you could always just put it from here up, or I probably wouldn't pull that one there out because since she was on that side, we don't want to take a chance of rolling her.
Yeah.
But it looks like she's laying in there. That's all we know, and we know that she's
there.
We know that she's they're putting honey in there too. So yeah, that's honey. That one's honey. So they're doing great. That's a great. Yeah, it's a great hive. I would probably, we got one more to put back. And,
put it on this end?
Yeah, I'd put it on an end. You want that, and you can tighten them. That's great. I'm glad we saw her.
Right.
And they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're bringing in pollen. They got honey. That's great.
Would you think they'll swarm for any reason?
I don't see any reason that they would. We didn't see any major sign of any kind of cells. Her biggest thing is if she doesn't have any space, which she does, or if they make queen cells, and but she usually will make.
As that is still good.
That's still good, I think. They had plenty in the bottom too. A lot of people. This time of year, if they have, like this box will be real full, and if this one had a lot of empties in it, they'll reverse them. And they'll put this one on, and they'll put this one on the bottom, because the bees tend to go up, so then she would go back into that rather than go down into that brood box. As it empties, she would go, if it was up here, she would follow it up. But there looked like there was some empty space in there. Yeah. So, and then this, we'll see if it's honey or. Sometimes you crunch one. I always tell them, well, you took it for the team. That's right. So
I'm interested to see how much of that patty they've ate. 2 of
them.
In 24 hours. Quite a bit.
Yeah, they're working on it. They're working on it. Did we go into this before? Like when we were at there?
This is the one we looked at first.
Yeah. Was there honey or brood, or do you remember? I don't remember. I always have to make notes.
Drone brood.
Oh, okay.
And one of them. That looks like honey right there.
Some people, usually they'll do honey on the outside ones, and then their brood will be in the middle.
You want to check one of these, or?
Yeah, we can just roll this back. It don't hurt them. We'll just roll it back and then put it back out. But you know, really and truly, you know, the only reason I would check them is if you were gonna see how much space she had.
Yeah. But
she has space down, so you know, you could disturb them or not disturb them either way. That stuff smells pretty good, don't it?
Smells real good.
I catch myself licking.
Did you make it, or did you
No, I buy it that way. Some people make it.
For making them.
Yeah, but that actually has some nutritional stuff in it for them.
Yeah. Treated with anything, like any kind of medication? Or just...
No, just I'd have to look it back up.
Nothing in it.
Yeah, see, a lot of times they don't like that dark cone like that either.
Should I put a new one out of that one in there?
Yeah, I would. If they're not doing, that looks like mold.
It does, don't it?
Yeah. See how that looks kind of green?
Old and green.
Yeah, that looks kind of moldy.
Staying away from it.
And remember he said he had added this box.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Nothing on that one.
No, they're not doing anything with it. I would probably replace these. I've got a few in my car.
I mean, I can put these in and just get more.
Yeah, they're not doing anything with these. I think they don't like them. That's
What
just
about this stuff here?
the candy.
Yeah.
We can just roll it off and then like put a couple of empty frames in there and then just roll it.
Nothing in it.
Yeah, I don't think they're liking it. I think they're coming up to eat that. But
Is that honey in it?
yeah, it looks like probably they're bringing in something, but I'd still replace them if it was mine. If it was mine, I'd replace them.
I'll just take the ones out there and get some more.
Yeah, I'd replace them and then just roll this stuff here back over on top of them. Yeah, they're not liking, that's a little.
Would you just set this whole thing on there?
No, because then it won't match.
Okay.
Then you mess up your color coordinate.
Yeah. Matching. Symmetrical.
You mess up your set.
See, as symmetrical as she is, she'd love bees because everything's symmetrical.
That's right, she would. Yeah, they're using some of that. I mean, but that one was moldy. I wouldn't use it. It was quite moldy, but.
What do you think? Take them all out?
Those that do look glossy,
Yeah.
like they're putting something in.
Honey in.
Yeah, I'd probably just leave those. Since obviously they are putting glossy in there.
Yeah.
But that molded one I'd definitely take out.
It's not gonna matter if that's down in there.
No,
Doesn't matter.
no, they'll eat it. They'll eat it, yeah. Yeah, if it looks glossy, I would keep it. If it doesn't, then they're not using it. Do I have a few frames of the short ones, or did I bring them down here? And did I bring that plastic box? Plus, putting some new in like this, you'll be able to see how fast they are at drawing it out. Yeah, but he put that box on there, but I'm sure it was just one from his shed. But if I don't know, there's a few glossy spots on this side. It might be all right.
That's pretty dry. There's a couple had pretty wet.
Yeah, and I see these next few frames, they don't look as old.
Color of the wood's different, ain't it?
Yeah. These here, they're probably okay. They're using them.
Yeah, that one's full of honey.
Yeah. Yeah, and that one too, so.
I bet you're right, because it's newer
Yeah.
frames.
Yeah.
They don't like those old ones.
They don't. You have to replace them, but.
So that one ain't got nothing.
Yeah, that one looks okay, because see, you can see where they've drawn it out.
Yeah.
So that one I would use. I would just not use that one for sure. They're pretty calm though, you know. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not pinging and popping your head.
So this one you wouldn't or would? Would not?
Yeah, they've got a lot of gloss in that one. I probably would.
That one's nothing. It's moldy and dead.
Yeah, this one's good.
This has got a lot of shine to it.
Does it? Well, I'd use it then.
They keep it cool themselves in the summer. You don't have to worry. Just
Yeah, this one here's got a little mold on it too. Here's one that's already drawn out. Oh, that one's shiny?
Not that
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. All right, we're good then. Have to push it this way a little bit. Probably push that one. Yeah, then I just
all back together.
yeah, and then just lay that out. A lot of people take that propolis stuff and you'll have to read up on that. They use it for medical
Really?
purposes.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? What's for?
All kinds of things. My brain doesn't hold everything.
We're staying at your house.
That'll be gone in a day or two. When the cold days pass,
Yeah.
you don't have to use these solid boards. They're really just for winter.
They don't keep the
No,
heat out.
no, like on yours, you got a screen board, right? So
Like that.
yeah, that works nice because then you can kind of keep an eye on them.
What's that wooden thing right there?
That's your entrance reducer.
Oh, it goes in the bottom?
Yeah, in case it's time to. Well, I think they're pretty good looking.
Is that supposed to be all the way down or is that?
This will make it go down. That's because that patty's in there.
Thank you for coming over and checking. Why are they fanning them like that? Just to protect her?
Yeah.
And they're
She don't want to come out of there.
She came out one time and she went back.
Do you have any more wipes?
August.
Hold it up, let me see.
I got another one. I got
With the sun
4
shining through it.
boxes full. I have
that.
one, yeah.
Man, is that pretty?
What did I say?